I just hit the record button, and we can start whenever you guys want. If there's anything that you guys want to talk about. Hey, George.
How you doing, John?
Hey, Hollis. I'm doing good. How you doing? Wait, George.
I'm doing good, bud. Have your people been able to work on that setup for me?
No, I think we're actually missing something, but no. Honestly, I've been it's me that's got to do it, and I've been technically on vacation, and
sounds like it's not much of a vacation. It sounds like a lot of work.
To fight with the embassy, man, and the immigration people, and get everything taken care of so I can get out of here.
Really?
Just ping me again, just message me again, and then I'll sit with these girls. I just got 3 new girls in. I'll sit with them and set everything up. George. I gotta go.
Oh. I have sound. Hey, John.
Hey, what's going on, Paul?
Yeah, everything all right?
Yeah, it's all right. I'll make it.
Okay.
How are things with you, man?
Yes, it's good. It's good. Working on creating the tutorials further, so adding more lessons to try to explain Link Wizard as best as possible, and from there on keeping on adding the lessons. So yeah, I enjoy.
You need any help with anything?
Currently at this moment not. Maybe it would be nice for the future if there could be some kind of introduction video by you.
Okay.
That would be very, very, very cool to show. And furthermore, I'm going to try to create a case study for 3 IT companies in the Netherlands. At one company I worked, that was the market leader in content management. The second is an IT consultancy firm. And the third one is also an IT company. And then I want to try to make a case study of a combination of software modules of TR5, and then give a demo at them, and then see how they like it.
Okay.
So still working on.
But you're all good? You don't need anything from me or from us? Go,
no, yeah. The only thing but I should drop that in the suggestion is the option would be very cool to have the option for text in bulk to buy a Netherlands number, a Dutch number.
Not possible.
Not possible.
I mean, it's possible, but the issue is the Netherlands requires 2 separate SIPs.
Yeah.
So you got to have one SIP for phone calls and one for text messages. So
yeah.
For us to make it where we don't get a bunch of support issues where people are like, hey, I can't send text messages out on my number. Or, hey, I can't get incoming, no one can call my phone number. We're going to have to put in an obnoxious amount of logic to go in and figure out,
okay.
Are you trying to text somebody from a voice-only number? Are you trying to call somebody from a text-only number? So just a huge amount of logic that's going to go in that is just not going to be possible right now.
Okay. No problem. I saw that I saw something other nice in text in bulk, and that is Belgium and Germany. I live in the south of the Netherlands, so I live in the center of the 3 countries coming together. So that's cool. So I will try to make a case study for the Belgian people and try if I can get their foot in the door, or how do you call it? So, and Germany could also be a possibility. I can speak a little bit German. So text in bulk has those two possibilities. So I will see what I can do there. And furthermore, I had a very amazing strategy session with Dennis Paul yesterday. That was really great. I already thanked him for that. Very grateful. Very good insights. I learned a lot. And I had also a little chat with him about the GDPR. He said, Paul, you should drop it in the inner circle. GDPR is complex. I did try to, I had a little bit experience with it, but it's complex because the semantics of how to be compliant to the GDPR, it's interpretable. It is not very 100% clear on how you should interpret the rights of GDPR. But I know it's very, very important to have something in place or even a plan in place that you can show. So when somebody would ask a question, then you could show, okay, this is the way we do it, or this is our plan, or this is our release plan, whatever. Because it's getting still more and more important. I think personally that GDPR came into existence because of the big companies like Facebook. They do all kinds of things with personal data, and like Google. So I think that would also be the focus of that kind of laws. But you see a lot of companies struggling with it. Also in the Netherlands, people are, how I know, to get compliant with the GDPR legislation. But it's very important. You should take it into account, and you should take, that would be my recommendation, take a look at it and let you advise on somebody who has more legal advice. It starts with very simple things like the feature to and the option to have the option to, for example, delete an account. It should also be a cascade delete. So not only the first delete, but also delete of the systems behind it. People should be informed what you will do with the data. For example, I use ActiveCampaign and I use ConvertKit. So I inform my customers that I use those tools. But when I use the email system in the back end, I should also inform them. And then there's a little tip. I learned from somebody that you shouldn't always ask consent for everything you do, because if you ask them for consent, for example, for the first 10 things, and you add another feature later on, you need to go back and ask for that 11th thing. You need to ask for consent again. So it's a smarter way to do it different and to refer. I'm not a legal expert. I'm not a legal advisor, but to refer to the things we do on GDPR.
Yeah,
hey Joe.
I never cared about it myself, Paul, and the reason I don't care about it is because we do not have a physical office in anywhere that the GDPR courts could say, hey, you owe us money, nor am I a citizen of any of those countries. So and we're not providing any real widget that collects information that is going to actually be used by somebody. And the only thing that I can think of is in text and bulk, we have that little website widget that somebody in those countries could install on their websites and collect their information. But from my perspective, we don't have a physical location, like a entity that's structured that falls under their laws and governance. So so the GDPR dudes they could say, hey, you guys aren't compliant, and then essentially I could tell them, hey, go fuck yourself. Your courts don't essentially have any. Your courts can't find my American company. Now, what could happen is users in that area could not want to use our software. Now, at the end of the day, they could not want to use our software, and then those countries could essentially restrict our domain at their ISP level, where people from those countries just could not access our website, period. So I do have plans on making things compliant for that. Also making a couple other compliances that are actually necessary according, like for there's several laws that are not really enforced, that if I was to be like, well, we need to be compliant for that, like ADA compliance, we technically fall under ADA compliance, even though that, but every website falls under ADA compliance, even though that most of them don't care about it. But so I do kind of have it on the to-do list. It's just not something that's super immediate, hasn't been super immediate on the to-do list with those compliances.
Okay.
I agree with you 100%. At some point, we should for sure be compliant there, especially if we're wanting to try to, you know, penetrate that market and capture some of that market and rely heavily on income from that market.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. And you sure you don't need anything else from our side? You're all good. How many people you got on your Link Wizard team, Paul?
In my my Link Wizard team, there are a couple of 10. Joe, how many are current there? I didn't. 22.
22 signed up, and
Okay.
Right now probably 6 or 7 kind of active. We haven't really gotten too much more.
Are you polling just partners, or are you also polling the community?
Anybody that came in, it would be anybody.
Yeah, right. But where are you letting people know that you're looking for people on your team? Is that just in the partner group, or are you doing that in the community group?
I think it was just in the IC group.
Well, you may want to try to extend it to community members as well. You know, it's like at the end of the day, the first thing that for me is our focus is to build an initial tribe of users that are necessarily more loyal to the tribe and the culture and the networking and connections that they have with each other than they are specifically for the software in general, because that can keep going, and that itself, and I've got, you guys probably can't see it, but I've got a lot of it that I've been mapping out over here, and it's like, this is essentially, I was going to go live about it the other day, but since I'm on vacation and all, being held hostage in another country, it's like, fuck it, I'll just mentally, this is what I do on my vacations, is I like kind of look at the last 180 days, because I work in 180-day sprints, and evaluate that and see, okay, how did that go? What issues did I have? What good things happened? Did I actually, did I go according to the direction that I was thinking about going on my last vacation 180 days ago, whenever I was planning out this next sprint? And then, so I evaluate all that. And then after I evaluate all that, I kind of look into the future for the next 180 days and what I really want to accomplish, and what I want Tier 5 to be doing, what I think I should be doing, and then try to map all that out. So, but anyways, this is essentially a break-even funnel for the partnership, and this break-even funnel is essentially $2.4 million is our break-even funnel, and what that technically means, what that actually means, is that if we were to hit $2.4 million in annual revenue, and I was to essentially assume a $500 cost for Inner Circle members, that at that point there would be essentially every Inner Circle member would be getting $100 payout. You would pay Tier 5 $500, and in return in your revenue shares, we would pay you $600. So you give us 500. We give you 600, because that's just how it distributes. If you take 2.4 million and then divide it by the revenue shares, and then get a per share value per year, and then essentially multiply that by your 30 revenue shares as a standard Inner Circle member, and then do that math, it becomes 600 a month. So anyways, that number, then if you look at the charts, that number to me is the first attainable number to get the community, like that community, that tribe. Those are the diehard people that is like, if your servers crash for 3 months, it's like, whatever, they still like, they're they're very engrossed in the culture and the community where they don't want to let that go. But I think it would be good to also get people in the community. Essentially, they are also users of the software, so shouldn't necessarily be limited just to partners on your group.
Yeah, right now I have I only have listed because I haven't been able to. Most of it's IC. I have a couple that said T5 partner, IC partner. So I'm trying to get it kind of set up, but I'll definitely, Paul and I will definitely reach out in the other groups. I wasn't quite sure that it was going to be everybody.
And the community,
heck,
sure. I don't think you would do any harm by having community members that could talk about how they actually get to participate and mastermind about the software, learn new ways to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, my goal for the community, and if you look at other communities, like specifically ClickFunnels, this shit's happening all day, every day, was for community members to essentially source most of the promotional materials and stuff that we need in these masterminds, like trainings, and really actually because all that stuff becomes their actual bonuses for affiliate offers. But I don't think it would hurt to have those people in your mastermind as far as listening, especially community members, listening directly to them whenever you're making decisions on what you think should go into the software. We're actually about to start doing active development on Link Wizard again, specifically to update all the new UI that we have for the software. And then we have two other types of links that we're implementing. One's a social profile link like Shorby that basically allows you just to create a little short link that's basically a pre-designed landing page that links up to your Facebook and your LinkedIn and your Twitter and your Instagram, and has like a click to call button on Skype, or a click to message on WhatsApp, or a link to your Messenger. That it's for your social profile. So if you guys are into marketing and stuff, and you know what a profile funnel is, and you know that specifically on mobile, whenever somebody goes to your social profile, whether it's LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, you typically in all these places, there's one little place for a feature image and for a feature link, and that link itself is just one link from your social profile and our platform would open up that little pre-designed landing pages that could have like all your other links, your social links, and then also just little short links that you want to send other people to. Since you only get one link in your profile, allows them to click that and be on like your little landing page. If you look at Shorby, that's all Shorby does, and they just had a pretty successful launch. So there's that link, and then there's pop links, and those pop links are essentially, if you look at Replug, it's essentially what Replug does. It allows you to iframe up a link and serve that link on an iframe, and then put your own call to actions and content on top of that iframe. And that's been really, really heavily requested. And then I did have a chat with, I can find and post on the internet and give you guys the recordings of it. I did have a chat with Catlin and Kevin Lucas, both of which are solar vendors, and they use ClickMagic and I learned a lot of stuff about what they're actually doing behind the scenes when they're actually delivering you the traffic that you purchase from them. But they had some really specific things that they would need to be able to use Link Wizard as a fulfillment for the traffic that they're selling to other people. So there's a whole list of features there.
Yeah, we had talked about some stuff, and that was one of the things we talked about. And I don't know if Catlin would. I heard he's got a training course on ClickMagic, and that if we can kind of see it, so we can look at what the differences are, and then be able to work with that. And then I actually, to be honest with you, I didn't even know that we were going to reach out to the community. As I had an idea of the partners, but not the community. So Paul and I, we kind of talk twice a week, or we plan to try to talk. He's in the Netherlands and I'm in California. So we're going to try and talk twice a week and kind of keep coming up with something together every time we have our meetings, or post something, put something together, so that we can try and make the leadership team Facebook group active as much as we can. And so that's why I put something in there. Hey, Paul, or Dennis, how you doing? Were you able to access that information in that Google Drive?
I have not looked there yet. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Because I did put that sheet in there, and then from our meeting, I had put like a bunch of questions and points of the video that anybody can look in there. And then like Paul went in there and he answered the questions that we had. So what I want to do is be able to see how much farther we can go. Some people are going to look at the differences between some of the other software that they think people go, well, why would I want a URL shortener? And it's like, yeah, but it's, you know, I call tier 5 software, you know, like when they say, why do I want that? And it's like, well, it's because it's a software that's on steroids that does so much better than all the other softwares. And so when people go, well, I don't do it, well, it tracks and it does this, you know, you start belting out. We want everybody to know exactly what it does. And one thing we wanted to look at is not only is the businesses, how can they utilize Link Wizard? How can the consumer use Link Wizard? And that would just broaden and open up our avatar so much bigger if we looked at how the actual consumer can use Link Wizard as well. Paul came up with one that I thought was pretty cool, but that's just one item. We need a dozen reasons why a consumer can use it as well as a business, a B2B, or whoever.
I agree that having a dozen reasons would be great, and those reasons, it would be really great if they were mapped out to particular avatars, because there's no real need for every avatar to be like, yo, hey, here's a dozen features in your face that you can look through, and you may or may not look long enough to see the feature that actually pertains to you, that you would love and would be very useful to you. Where as we send different avatars, which we can do with tracking, and that's Dennis, you know about Unless. It's one of the places where we're really going with Magic Zap. But whenever we're actually targeting people, we could know kind of, hey, what avatar are we sending here? And whenever we send them over there, just show them that specific selling point that's like, hey, this is why you actually need this, so you should get it. And by the way, here's all the other shit for the other avatars on why like this would be cool to you. I do think, Joe, it would be great from my perspective to maybe not have those guys definitely not have those guys working with developers and actually scheduling tasks out, but to essentially have culture and participating, you know, from community members, because that itself is going to end up creating a really good stickiness. And I think that those people will end up being like your biggest promoters if they're, you know, kind of like in this group of, like I said, not talking to developers and really saying, okay, well, we're actually going to build this feature and that feature, but they're just kind of in this like little subculture of, yeah, you know, we're going to talk about Link Wizard and how you can use it. And
right. No, and that would be awesome. And that, you know, I didn't even think that was an idea. And Paul and I will put our heads together, figure out what we could do. Because I kind of thought about it like for my own business, because I have coffee and I want to develop, you know, 10 different coffees, and I have tea as well. And if you have a group of people that's like in your group and you say, hey guys, I'm going to come up with a new different coffee. What do you guys think? And then next thing you know, hey, I came up with the name. Hey, but this part of it is not what we're looking for with them, but the use of the software, you know? So yeah, it's, I didn't even think about it that way, John. So Paul and I put our heads together and figure out how we want to just get in the other Facebook groups and go, hey, join this Facebook group here of Link Wizard team. You're a community member. We want to hear what you guys have to say about it. And then we can get on a Zoom call and we can put more and more ideas together, more information. And it gives them that sense that they're involved.
That's what I think would be really beneficial, that sense of involvement. as much as you can from community members. I mean, easily attaching it to software. If we're like a lot of this whole thing right here has came from that sense of community. Like I wouldn't have been able to actually really do all this if I didn't have the sense of community that I created with the JV team, and basically make outside of not caring about software, creating enough value in that actual community and that connection that you have by being part of something, even if it is just a Link Wizard meeting to talk about Link Wizard.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, some people may not have anything else because everybody thinks everybody's lives is so exciting, but most people's lives aren't that exciting.
Cool.
Hey everyone, I don't usually attend these meetings, unfortunately, because of the limitations I have on my ISP. But this is probably one of the few, maybe the only time I can come on these meetings because I'm in a hotel room. But anyways, since you guys are talking about Link Wizard, I am actually a very heavy user of ClickMagick. And so if you need an insight of what ClickMagick can do and how we can maybe take some of the features or like model some of the features that ClickMagick does, I'm more than happy to join the group and contribute to.
Join that group, man.
Sure.
Join that Link Wizard Facebook group. We want you in there.
Sure.
Definitely.
Sure.
You're welcome.
I think the bigger benefit, other than knowing like what Link Wizard or what ClickMagick does, I think the bigger benefit is to really understand the problem that's really solving and why you're actually using that. Not care so much like, hey, ClickMagick does this, this, and this. Well, whenever they do that, why is that happening? What problem is it solving for you? Because it may or may not be doing it the actual correct way or the easiest to actually understand way. So for sure, knowing the problems that it's solving for you is going to be great.
Absolutely. Sure.
Also, Moment, don't feel limited by your geographic zone or availability. Record, load videos up, right? This way everyone can take advantage, even if you're not necessarily around at that moment in time.
Absolutely. I mean, right now it's like past 2 a.m. here, but I wanted to join because this is a very, very rare opportunity for me to be on one of these meetings. But I'm very glad to be here and definitely want to be contributing more to the group.
Paul and I talked about that, and we actually thought it was pretty good. The fact that we figured out he was like, 8 or 9 hours ahead of me. So we have a team Link Wizard that works 24 hours. See, we even have the background, huh? Come on now. What do you guys think? I'm representing, just to let you guys know.
That's good. I like it.
Hey, Maceo, everything okay? Can you hear?
What's up? What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Everything okay?
I can't really hear y'all, but everything's going good up here, man. We're getting a lot of people. The tier 5 game is definitely buzzing. Everybody wants to know who's tier 5.
So, John, are you seeing a lot of stuff coming in from the convention at all? Are you able to see like a lot of trials, a lot of anything coming in?
I wouldn't say really a lot of trials. No, I can tell you from the scan codes that they've been passing out, there's been 204 people come in from the scan codes that they're passing out.
Yeah.
Somebody did just sign up 8 minutes ago, though. So
Are you actually going to end the offer right at the end of Funnel Hacker Live? Or are we going to do like a one more day in case you missed it? Here it is for one last time.
Well, the funnel itself and the offer itself, I'm not going to end until it reaches a good enough point that I can turn it in and say, hey, can I have an award from you guys, please?
Okay.
I'm going to change the route, and I can do that at any time. I can change the funnel name and change the actual route, like change the domain or the route, like the ending slug that's how you get to that thing. I can change it for like your traffic and conversion things and put something like related to color scheme, like look at the traffic and conversions. Like if you can send me that, like that event page where I can kind of see some information about that page, and then essentially kind of change up the funnel and the information presented in the offer according to that. And then it will be pretty much the same offer and the same funnel, just with a different route and a different funnel name. And then that modified content that's talking more about traffic and conversions.
All right, I'll send it right now.
Yeah, I think if you keep it a few days after the event, that helps with a lot of people who have been very busy throughout the event. Maybe they haven't actually got a chance to check it out. So that's just something you might want to consider.
Well, that funnel, for being honest, I'll probably always keep that funnel or that offer someplace where it would not be promoted. Like I wouldn't be having my assistants just message everybody on my Facebook friends list about that FHL offer. But target it to some location, because if it works properly, and I put enough people through that funnel, through that offer, and it actually works properly, what will happen is before we know it, it will take some time, but before we know it, we'll have 10,000 people that are on that offer. That at that point, if you think about, if you have 10,000 people at the offer and you have a 25% conversion ratio to get them to be able to say, yes, I've got the $1,000 for the year, and I'm more than willing to actually go ahead and pay that right now, then there's your break-even funnel of $2.4 million. A little bit over your break-even funnel. So I personally don't think it actually hurts anything to run that offer, especially if those people, if it maintains a conversion ratio where some people convert. 3 people have came in and paid $1,500 right off the bat going through that funnel, which could, if it was actually set there to run ads to some particular target, and that's where that offer's at, it's just in those ads, then those could obviously run, ads that could get some people to get in one of those particular offers, either pay a bunch up front right now and never have to pay again, or pay a few smaller amounts, or just be on a trial.
John, is there a main website for Tier 5? That's not.
Yeah, tier5.us is like I guess our main website, like our main domain.
But it's not really one meant currently for users of the software. I think that talks more about your prior hired, work for hire kind of programming services, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Shakanu's trying to get us to actually redesign it and have the UI guy go in and actually put a design and just make it, because it's a simple static site. But
it's
like 4 days of him not designing.
Yeah, we are going to change the look and feel and add the information that we are working on right now, like our products, what they do. So we are
Yeah, I
gonna
have to see how that works, because if a prospect is coming in through one of the affiliates' links to go check out the software, and then they land on the company page,
Yeah,
if that company page has links back to software, it'll lose track of the affiliate that brought them there initially. So just kind of have to think that one through, whether or not they'll be able to purchase directly from the company site, or will the company site simply be informational in nature?
Well, we could
Yeah,
make our main company website not specifically even talk so much about our software products, but just highlight the fact
but
of
the high level information,
what we
like
are,
yeah,
you
what
know,
we
that we're a community-owned software company funded by partners.
Yeah, more information there.
like some of our partners, and like just the high level information. So
But we don't really have a main website that we use.
Okay, I was just looking for one for doing that traffic and conversion, but I can do something else. Not a big deal.
We should, don't get me wrong, we should. But if you think of like our entire model and our entire history is like getting clients, I was just doing that, and I personally don't need a website to do that. I just need somebody to have a need for software engineering and talk to me about that need, and then they'll be like, "Yep, you're the dude." And then, so we should create one for sure, but we don't really have one. We have one, like we have a main website, but that's just to have a main domain. There's no real pertinent information there. Even the information there is not accurate.
No worries.
That we did provide.
I just wanted to make sure that that one I found was the one. That's the right one, and there wasn't some different URL that it was.
Which one did you find?
I found the one you're talking about, but I found it on my phone, and it originally said this site could not be safe, and it could be hackers trying to take your information. So.
Okay.
No big deal.
It should be it should be working.
Yeah, it did work when I enabled my phone to. I looked around a little bit more, and then I figured that had to be it. So I enabled it to go there, and it was fine.
I'm talking to B, Lance. He's asking.
Oh, I gotcha.
If the affiliate platform's working, so it should be. I mean, I can log in, so it should be. Also, about a week away from launching the new affiliate platform, that's probably going to cause a couple issues for like 2 days, probably. Manir, you asked about the contract and supporting document that shows the revenue shares allocation. Supporting document, I should be able to provide you guys all next week. That's coming from these girls that are actually doing that. And then the contract's not. I mean, the contract's, nothing's happening really about that right now, other than waiting to file it. You shouldn't have to register again, B. You should be already registered. You shouldn't have to register at all again. I mean, because we haven't migrated the affiliate platform yet, so it's still the same platform that's always been up there. I've got a new one that's built on two of the latest frameworks, so it's going to be easier to maintain and modify and change. But now you should be able to log in. I don't see why you shouldn't be. If not, just go in and try to reset your password. So what else? Other stuff you guys want to talk about?
John, the affiliate platform, does it show the traffic sent, number of clicks, and everything? Because I was not able to see any of that.
No, it does not right now. It does not right now. Because most of the affiliate stuff is ran on ClickFunnels, and we're just slowly migrating it off of it. That's why you have Backpack. So no, it does not show that information.
Moment, that's me. I just sent you a link to the Link Wizard Facebook group to join. So what I'm doing is I'm using Group Convert to put, I haven't finished putting the whole thing together. Actually, I'll probably do that today when you and I, Dennis, were talking. I moved that sheet into the Link Wizard drive for Google Drive, so you'll be able to see it. And then as I talk to each person, I'll fill in, because I didn't get all the information I'll put in. And the only thing is I just want to find out, and this is where it's going to be good, is are you a partner, an inner circle partner, or are you a community member? And then get an email address from them, that in case we need to send out an email to them or whatever. And then I can ask one more question for them to put in for information, which I'm open for any kind of a question or anything for that third one. Something that we would need, could use, or something like that, you know. Maybe like, how well do you know Link Wizard, or how much do you use it for, or what do you use it for, or something like that. But that would actually come up in the Zoom meetings anyways.
Or it could be, to John's point earlier, that it'd be helpful to know the use case that people are seeing where there's most value, either for themselves or for clients.
Yeah.
So maybe what I can do is I can maybe record a video to show you guys what exactly what I do with Click Magic and how I use it in my business, which is very similar to what Catalan does, by the way, because I also sell traffic and I do affiliate marketing a lot, and so I do use it heavily, and so I can show you maybe all the features and what I use them for, and how useful they are, and maybe how we can maybe take some of these features and see if we can have them built into a Link Wizard.
Yeah, that would be awesome. If you did that, and then you give me a link that I can download it, I'll download it and throw it in the units, so everybody would be able to see it inside there. And Absolutely. Then I'll watch it over and over again a couple times, so that Paul and I can try to tear it up and see what's the best use for the end user, how it's working, and is there pain. I want to know, is there pain points with that software? If you have pain points that the software is too hard because of this, that's what we want to do, is we want to be able to make it on our end user friendly, so that people like yourself and other avatars, that they go, yeah, Link Wizard does the same thing like this, but guess how easy it is to do it? Because I heard it's complicated. I'm not sure. Is it complicated? Is it a complicated software to use?
To be honest, I haven't actually used Link Wizard. I mean, I logged in.
I'm sorry. Click Magic.
Oh no, actually no. Because of all the bells and whistles it's got, so it could be a little bit. There's a learning curve to it at first, because it's got all these features. But once you get used to it, it's really easy. And for me, at least, it's just something that I don't really think twice about. Just log in and just start doing the work. But I really love it. I mean, it's got really everything that I need. I can't really think of anything else that I might need that's not there. But maybe when I go and start recording the video and start talking about how I'm using it on a daily basis, maybe some ideas will come and I can maybe explain, I wish this was there, or I wish this feature was built in, or, you know.
Because that will pop up. I guarantee you. I mean, I'm sitting there doing whatever, and I go, man, I wish this did it. And then only because I didn't know it did do it, but I didn't know. But you just got to come up naturally with your own ideas of, man, I wish this would happen. And you know what? Maybe it could happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've got a couple of questions about Link Wizard, if possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Shoot. Lay it on us.
So most of you in there know now I'm from the construction background, so bricks and mortar. I have a little bit of experience in lead gen. So my question for Link Wizard is to be able to use it in that construction trade background. And the two applications that I see that would be advantageous from our perspective would be that if I could have it on a custom domain, which the questions got answered during the week, but for something like, say, bricklayer.com/Alan, and then on that particular URL, I could have my proposal set up. So, you know, it could be a proposal for, you know, handing out to clients and stuff like that, and I could customize that page. And then later on, if I get multiple clients, from the referral perspective, that I could create a customized page for, say, John. So I did a job for John, and then later on down the track, if he's wanting to refer work to me later on, he can just send someone, oh, you know, go to bricklayer.com/John. That's a guy did some work for me, and then from that can be all tracked in the background. And then later on, whether I wanted to reward John, send him a bottle of bourbon, send him a thank you, send him a couple of movie tickets, even just pick up the phone and say thank you. It can be all tracked in the back end, and it's quite easy for construction workers, because we're not as clever as you guys.
I can help you with that, Alan. So I will contact you, and then I will help you with setting up a Link Wizard for the custom domains. Okay?
Okay, so can those two things be done fairly easily?
Well, setting up a custom domain.
John, wouldn't that be where the conversion scripts come in?
No, because what it sounds like Alan's talking about is actually just being able to have a custom domain and then be like, hey, this short link at this domain goes to this page, and that page is just, it seems like a self-hosted page.
But I thought he wanted to track the actual conversion where someone then referred and resulted in a sale, so he can then in turn go and compensate them somehow.
And it'd be nice to be able to, you know, if I can get a text message when someone lands on that page, or the text message could be sent to me and to the person that's referring, saying, oh, hi, you know, Joanne just filled out the form, and, you know, just wanted to let you know. So it's all in the background, if it can be plugged in.
Yeah, Alan, that's where you'd want to take advantage of Magic's app, right? So you can monitor some of those pages, and then that can trigger alerts for you. Or in addition, you can even have that create an entire log history in addition to what's in Link Wizard by using Google Sheets. But yes, you can use the different softwares for that.
I can patch it all together.
You can't build pages, so you can't. I mean, you'd have to have your proposal that you're talking about, that thing. You'd have to have that. I mean,
right, but he could add Magic's app too, so that it could track when people land on those pages, right? And then a navigation from page to page.
For sure, if his page builder allows that. You think if his proposal is just like a PDF document that's hosted on the internet or something somewhere, then no, because you're not going to install Magic's app on that proposal script on the PDF document.
I was kind of thinking of multi-channel. Some people might not want to put a video testimonial up to say, you know, hi. Some people might want a few words on the page and a few testimonials.
and he's talking like that's everything is doable considering that there's a page builder somewhere where you've actually built that page or that proposal. That I mean, because it seems like you're also talking about taking a transaction right there online.
It would be nice, yes, if they could pay through invoicing you a deposit or whatever it is to be able to hold the job. Yes, all of that sort of stuff would be nice in the back end, but I'm just trying to think of the easiest way for me to test it out with a few colleagues that I have as well too, and then break down what else we need.
Well, you can for sure hook a custom domain up and then make a link and send that link to wherever your proposal is right now. Now, can you just create some page in Link Wizard and say, hey, this is my proposal, and whenever somebody goes to this short link, there it is? No, but you can understand that that's one of the intended features, but that's a pretty huge undertaking to build that little page builder.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
But hopefully now you can kind of see on a larger picture, where if you look at Text in Bulk and you look at Link Wizard and you look at Magic's app, and essentially in essence at core what they're actually doing, and you look at Link Wizard, then if you add a little page builder and then you add some NLP, a chatbot, some conversational logic, you just built a system that can essentially hold all your contacts, know every page that they've ever went to, whenever they do specific things or ask you questions, answer them, and essentially move them right along your little funnel that's all essentially self-contained in one platform. You mix all those pieces together. That's called Anunnaki.com, the master software.
So, John, whatever happened to your to the India component of your trip? Any chance of getting some refunds on your expenses on that or not? Those are sunken costs?
Just a sunk cost, for sure not. So.
Damn. And it was because you were 3 days over your visa?
And,
wow.
and I don't have a specific document from the IRS that I got to mail off to for them to actually grant an exit permit, because since I'm over my visa, that means that they look at me as a resident because I've been here for more than 180 consecutive days. So they're saying, hey, you're residing here, what's up with your taxes?
Wow.
We think you should pay us taxes on all the money. Everybody thinks that they should, because you're there in their country, you should pay them taxes
right.
on all the money that you make all over the world.
Damn.
It's all about the money.
So I just got to chill out over here. It just kind of like messes up. Even I'm supposed to meet her, like I'm supposed to be in the U.S. right now, and I'm supposed to be meeting her Sunday afternoon, like essentially Monday night, probably Sunday afternoon, right? And then going to Amsterdam for a week. And I'm not going with her. She's going to go to Amsterdam on her own. So first time in a first world country and going by herself.
So she'll be on her own?
For sure.
Wow.
it will be good though. She can take a good, I'll manage everything over here. She can take a good vacation and not worry about her company going crazy.
That's true.
It'd be great.
Well, last time you were there, you met up with some folks, right? Wassily and some others?
I was gonna say, Paul, you're over there, right? You're in the Netherlands. You're not in Amsterdam, but I think you told me you're about an hour and a half outside Amsterdam.
About 2.5 hours driving. So just let me know when you are there, then I try to get that there also. So it would be really cool to hang out together.
He can hook you up with some good weed, I guess.
The question
that sucks, John.
The question is John, do you really trust Paul to meet up with her to, I don't know, man. I don't know. She's going to be out there by herself. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. All right.
She knows how to kickbox and everything, Joe. So.
Joe's trying to steer some shit
no
out there.
problem. No problem, man. That's awesome. Okay. Hey, there was a question early on in our Zoom meeting, John, that I guess you were doing some pixel testing with Link Wizard. Do you remember doing anything with that? Somebody in the group had asked while that was, and Paul said he was going to go ahead and do some, but everything seemed to work just fine. Do you remember doing any kind of pixel testing?
Like pixel testing?
Yeah, that's actually what it was. Pixel asked a question if there. I'm just pulling up some notes that I had from our Zoom call, and that's what it said. She said that she had remembered you were going to be doing some pixel testing with Link Wizard, and I was like, I hadn't heard anything, but I'll ask. So
I don't know what that means, pixel testing.
Neither do I. So that's why I just wrote down exactly what she said. So you know what?
Who's she?
Let's move on.
Who is she that you're referring to?
It was, I have to go back and look. I think Kristen.
Okay. I don't know what she's talking about. There are pixels in Link Wizard, and I have tested them. And the pixels are essentially, you could put in like your social pixels, like your Facebook pixels, or you can put in custom pixels. Like you could put in a Link Magic Zap pixel there, or you could do really sneaky stuff. Like you could take your, let's say, ClickFunnels affiliate link, and you could load it up in an invisible iframe on that redirect, so that as you take somebody and send them to whatever piece of traffic that you want to, without them even knowing about it, they get cookied with your affiliate link on ClickFunnels. And you can do that with all the major softwares. Just be like, boom, boom, boom. Like now you're cookied to all my affiliate links, and they don't even know about it. It just slows up redirect time. So you can do that. Well, you just have to use a custom pixel, put in whatever, custom code that you want there. That's where you put in those invisible iframes that are loading up your affiliate links for like ClickFunnels or something. But those work. So I've seen a couple people who put in they put in like custom conversion scripts, and if they followed the way that I did it, then they probably thought they followed the way that I did it and didn't follow the way that I did it. And the way that I did it is whenever I create my custom conversion through Facebook, I just take only that conversion snippet and use that as my custom conversion, because I'm smart enough to know that the Facebook pixel, that whenever I put in my pixel ID, that gives the actual Facebook pixel that gets loaded up, and the conversion script can't fire unless that's loaded up, which means whenever I go to my link and on that link I want to include that conversion, I also have to include my actual Facebook pixel as well. And I've seen people not include that because, like I said, they don't understand at the core what's really going on. So whenever they watch me do stuff and they don't watch it all the way, then they're like, oh, I'm confused. So you can do it the other way. You can go in, and whenever you create that custom pixel for your custom conversion, you can first copy your pixel code in there, your main pixel code, and then after that you can copy in your custom conversion code if you want. Then you don't have to include the first Facebook pixel. You can include just the second one. I just don't do it like that because it's not because then it's not really modular. I'm loading that same thing up on multiple pixels. So, in that instance, it wouldn't work. If you did what I do, like just take the custom conversion from Facebook and pop it into a little script and save that as a custom pixel. If you just go and fire that, there's nothing to fire off because the actual Facebook pixel that holds all the JavaScript to define that function hasn't been loaded up yet, so that function doesn't exist. And if you do that, that's a no-go. It's not going to work.
Thank you.
They could be talking about that. I don't know. I know I did test. Last time I tested pixels, what I was testing was the custom conversion, and I wasn't really testing Link Wizard. I was testing Magic Zap inside of Link Wizard to get some automation to fire whenever somebody clicked a link. Like
that might have been right there is what she was probably talking about. So when we have our next meeting, I'll mention that you did a lot of pixel testing, and it all seemed to come out right, correct?
I can't remember, honestly. I think so.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Guys, I have a strategy call in another 10 minutes. If I can help with anything, I'd be happy to do it.
No, Dennis, just thank you very much again for the strategy call of yesterday. It was really amazing. Still processing on it. So thank you.
Very welcome.
Yeah, Dennis, thanks a lot for helping us get all these different groups together, and the Link Wizard too and stuff. Thank you.
It's teamwork. That's all it is. Thanks, guys.
So what else would you guys like to talk about while we're here? Are there other things concerning anything? Does not seem like it does.
Larry Peacock was talking about that 7-day challenge for the software. I guess that was on training on the software. I know he's at Phone Hackers Live right now, but anything else come out about that? Does anybody know?
Anything come about what?
Did he said he was? I saw him mention something about a 7-day challenge to build like a training course or something for each one of the softwares. Dennis, do you know anything about that? Or before you go, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was that?
Larry was talking about that 7-day challenge on the software on each one of them. Was that to put like a training software together?
Yeah, he's putting together an event. It's aimed at veterans. So he's pulling together, I forget if it's like a dozen or more folks from ClickFunnels, like Common Club Award type winners. And he's also looking to bring in some tier 5 folks who can each speak about different software that we have.
Oh.
So he's putting together the audience, and he wants to be able to provide that audience with insider training into the software. So obviously the advantage there is that people who are presenting, they become recognizable within that veteran base in terms of being the point person for that software. So he made that open to everybody who wants to participate in that. But I'd reach out to him directly. I don't know exactly what the date for that event, but it's something he's already organized. Not an idea. It's already in the works. He already has the speakers lined up and so certain other events already done. So he's taking action for sure.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Thanks,
Okay.
Dennis.
See you guys.
Hey, John, I had a question. You posted something about taking our revenue shares and creating our own partnership model. Something to that effect. Do you understand which post I'm talking about? Can you elaborate on that?
So essentially you have a projected amount of money that should come in based on a few factors, right? Based on owning revenue shares in tier 5 and based on your own ability as a promoter to get users into a platform that are paying you a residual, a continuity program, right?
Yeah.
So you could kind of do the same thing that I did, is tell other people, like a close circle of people, like, hey, well, if I'm setting this up, I'm going to do it for myself anyways, because I believe in it. And I think it's going to pay this much over time. If you guys want to go in with me and help me facilitate it and, share in the benefits of it, then you can do that. And it's going to cost you so many dollars per month, So I'll take 5 of you guys and you guys just pay me $200 a month. And then my distribution of a capital asset, if you know how to do math, you can look at your target and see, okay, this is the actual amount that I want and what I'm projecting. So these are how many little units that I need to make up, and so that I can take this many of them and have the money coming in from these other people and still get what I want in the long term. But anyways, you see how if you did that to 5 people and you charge them $200, you could say, essentially, I'm gonna give 5 of my shares. I'm thinking that my shares are going to be worth, $200 a month within a year, and then $1,000 a month within 2 years. So I'm gonna give you guys this much of that, and also give you guys access to all these softwares as part of my offer. And technically, if you were smart enough and you are, and you could be, and I could help you with it. You could essentially go in and through Zapier and Google Sheets, you could create your own little API, kind of like the API that I've provided you, where those little people that are in your little partnership and your little group are able to use that to create users out of your allotment of users, which is unlimited. So you could have
Oh man, that's awesome.
You could have essentially your own little resellers. Now, obviously, it would take work and convincing on, it's the same thing that I just did. You could essentially do exactly what I did and be like, you know what, hey, I own part of this software company, and the way that I own it is through your own company, right? And several people have asked about that on the documentation, and you're able to do that as a silent partner whenever I list you on the silent partnership and give you all that. Instead of putting it under your legal name, put it under your legal entity's name. So you can say, hey, I formed this new company, and these are the assets that we're going to own. We're able to go in and distribute all these licenses to generate revenue. So that can generate revenue, and we get distribution of revenue from this other software company that we just actually bought into. So we've got these two revenue streams in this company, and we could create another revenue stream as well. And I'm going to take on my own partners, and you guys are going to fund, I'm looking to fund $5,000 a month. So I'm going to take 10 of you guys on at $500 a month, or because that's $5,000 a month, right? So you could essentially follow that model if you wanted to.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, Kim kind of did the exact same thing, right? She did essentially literally the exact same thing, formed a little partnership to get people paying her a continuity, a monthly to cover a set amount of expenses. Essentially, and her expense was to build other software. Your expense would be, if you just need to make that monthly investment back. If you just I want to get rid of that right now. I know there's still people who are wondering how they're going to do that and thinking how they're going to do that. So that's all that was about. It was just something that, you guys could do. I've had people ask me about it before, but I'm sure you see how it could work and what I mean, Lance, right? Like you could just form your own partnership.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Agreement.
So if we set it up that way, as far as the revenue shares go, would we distribute that payment to them from us, or would we tell you that they now own
the revenue shares that your people have nothing to do with our revenue shares? So it's essentially because you formed a partnership and you said,
okay.
Whatever terms that you wanted, look, our partner in this company, here's our revenue model, and what we're going to do is, these people, we're going to give them anything over this amount, we're going to distribute that to them according to some distribution schedule. So you're creating your own essential share of an entity that are valued at whatever, like I said, through whatever terms and conditions that you want to put those on. Right now, I just showed you two revenue models for that entity that you have, right? You have several software assets that you hold unlimited licenses to, that you can, if you have a sales and distribution channel, you can sell and distribute that and generate revenue for this entity. And then you also have just a stake in revenue that's generated by another co-funded software company that you're a partner in. So that's also revenue that you project that's going to get, X amount, and then you can set your terms around that. Like I said, it's just however much you're wanting to finance or however much you're wanting to generate, and then based on that, you have to make your projections of what you're going to be able to generate in that capacity.
Okay.
I only suggested that because that's what I did. myself. So I knew it would actually work. Ankita, let me have a cigarette, please. You don't have to do that though, Lance.
No, but I like the idea, so I definitely want it. I'm glad I asked because that makes more sense to me now.
Well, I mean, you think about it. If you look at the space, the co-opportunity anyways, like there's always something that you could go in if you think just being the organizer and telling, you know, finding 10 people who are like, hey, look, we want to be able to essentially kind of have a business and have the benefits of having that business and, you know, maybe even having an office to work out, and you do a co-op, then a lot of times the organizer and the person that's there, he doesn't get as much benefits as if he did everything on his own and financed everything on his own, but he has no liability whatsoever because the liability is being covered at least. I mean, he has some liability, but it's being covered by those other outside members, so he has no cost. So, but he still gets a share of benefits. And however you structure it depends on the share of the benefits, which just means
Right.
what number that you end up saying that you create and then give other people parts of. So what else? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Can we code a Zoom to capture live voice for closed captions so that you could hear it or so that you could read it? I can see Nico says that funnel hacking live with everybody else, so you can't really hear us, probably because they're all screaming in there most likely. I'm just gonna go pee real quick. Secret
All right.
of the 2 Comma Club.
Lance, you ready for Monday?
As ready as I can be. It's been a rough week of storm cleanup.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I had a couple of mudslides and like pretty much full trees that fell into pools and things like that.
So if you need any, you're going to be there what days?
All 3 as much as I can. I mean, I might have to bail out early or not get there quite on time dealing with dropping off kids at school and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to be there as much as I can.
Let me know, message me or whatever if you needed something while you're there or something like that. If I can, I'll be at work, but I'll have my laptop with me, and if I need to pull up something, I need to get something for you, just let me know, man.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I can always Vox you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know you Vox yourself. For anybody that doesn't know, we're using Voxer. It's like a walkie-talkie. It's better than the voice thing on Facebook Messenger. So,
yeah, I have 2 important people on my Voxer, you and John Vaughn. That's it.
That's hilarious. You know, I actually reconnected with two people that I used to do some funnel building with. They were on there, so as soon as I signed up, they popped up as contacts, and I reconnected with them. So it was good.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of contacts that were in there, but I could just imagine having 50 of those on there that people contact you, and that damn thing going up bleep 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 all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
anybody else Is anybody else in here going to traffic and conversion? Crickets.
I am not. I would like to go next year though.
Yeah, look to see what tickets will be for sale like during this event for next year. I mean, the only thing is, I would go, but man, I can't afford the damn tickets. They're expensive.
They're 2,500 right now. 25.
Yeah, early bird was 1,200.
Quit, George. Come here and lay
So
down.
last year when I bought mine at the event, I want to say it was,
Come here and lay down.
I want to say $495 or something like that. But
Lay down.
they told me I could lock that price in for anybody I wanted to bring,
Lay down.
and it was somehow not true. But yeah, it'll be probably about $500 when I'm at the event to get tickets. But as soon as I find out, I'll ping the inner circle or you, John, and if anybody wants to get some, we'll sort something out.
Yeah, when the event is going on, if the price like they open up, so then we can buy for the next year.
Well,
Yeah, typically on
They always give
on Wednesday they usually open it up. If they open it up sooner, I'll let you guys know. But usually it's on Wednesday at the last day of the event.
when the event opens and they open the cheapest price. So
sure. But we can still buy them.
for sure.
And once we know if we're actually going to go, I would love to go. I love to start hitting up, you know. But from my perspective, but we still got to get all before we're really ready to go out and hardcore start actually looking for people for the softwares. We've got to give them all. They all have to have a makeover. So we still got a little bit more time. I'm hoping by end of June, July, every one of them will have that makeover implemented where now they actually look good enough. Hopefully by then, not only with the actual design of the interface, there's some design and architecture and, you know, sexiness to the sales content and marketing content. There may or may not be. I mean, if I got to do all that shit, then crap. It's going to continue to get sexier and better, but it's probably never going to be like, damn, that dude like was fucking spot on this. So, because that's just not my thing. Then we would really be ready to hit events to be out there looking specifically for people to use one of our actual softwares and get you know a buzz about it. Right now, where I think we're at right now to be able to go to events are something like Funnel Hackers Live, or what we're trying to do is specifically get in people for the culture and the mindset. And to me right now, that's essentially entrepreneurs and affiliate marketers is who we want to go in and capture on that culture. Because those entrepreneurs, if you think to some extent we can capture them just on the tribe and culture and networking, and throw in a couple like training sessions and from other people that provide valuable stuff for entrepreneurs. And then the affiliate marketers we can get on that tribe type feeling too. But then obviously they can be out promoting stuff to get other users. That's where we're ready to be at right now, because the software is still, like, if you were to go look at the softwares, they still do look generic, and they don't look like there's something that's really, really actually ready for the market. Wait, George.
I could just imagine what it would be like 1 year from now. It would be, I would think it's going to be kick ass. And then traffic conversion I heard is like one of the biggest events for these types of businesses and people. 1 year from now, I would hope that we are kicking ass with your sexiness of the software, the usability. People are out there. I mean, look at the buzz that they were saying. Everybody's talking about Tier 5 and who's Tier 5 and all that kind of stuff right now at Funnel Hackers Live, which is awesome.
I'm actually creating the business cards right now, and I'm going to put my scan code on the back. So
Well, you can get your scan code. I made a place to get your scan code as well. I'm going to be updating it, but I made a little easy way for you guys to just download scan codes for wherever you want. I got to add.
Oh yeah, that little tool you're talking about.
Mm.
And the walkthrough you did was for Chatfield, but I'm assuming it just works for any platform.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your bot is. You just need to make sure, regardless of what your bot is, you need to make sure that you have a ref link that's enabled that goes to wherever you want to stick your user at. So like for me right now, I've got it where you guys can pick a link for, like, you can pick a scan code for either a hat or for a shirt. So there's two different scan codes, a hat, and I'm going to put some in for like a card or put some in for softwares so that you guys can see if I make this affiliate scan code, where will it put somebody in the actual chat bot? Where are they going to go? If you're using it for tier 5, if you're using it for your own chat bot, then whether it's MiniChat or Chatfuel or whatever, you just need to make sure that you have that ref link enabled, because that's how it works. We pass that ref parameter.
So the ones that you messaged me, I totally forgot about scanning those myself. One was for shirts and one was for hats. So you're telling me that's where it takes them. That's what you meant by that.
Correct. If they scan that hat code, then they'll see something that talks about, you know, these hats and what these hats are about, and shows a picture of one. If they do the shirt, then it takes them into that shirt. It's really just a way to track where people are scanning at and what's efficient, because I want to see if those codes are actually something that people are able to use and do something with.
So I'll scan that, but so it takes them to talk about the hats and why it's part of our tribe, and then what?
And then nothing after that right now. The main thing is it gets that person in the chat bot as a subscriber, where I can then send them out information and send them out messages.
Okay, but the scan codes are through our affiliate link, so okay, that makes sense.
They're tagged. See how I generate my scan code is there's something in the chat. There's something on the Messenger API called a ref parameter, and that's it's just a URL parameter that you're able to send to Facebook that holds some data in it. That you can say, hey, this user's coming into Messenger, and here's some data that's coming with him, and I just encode it with your guys' affiliate ID. So I put in some information like where I want them to go in the chat bot, and then I encode your affiliate ID, and I can put other information in there. Like if that dude just opted in and I have his email address, or if I want to send him a link from Text in Bulk where I've generated his phone number, and I've got his phone number, and I want to know who that phone number belongs to in my chat bot, I can pass that phone number into that link and then have that phone number. And then whenever he comes into my chat bot, I can be like, oh, grab his phone number, put it in a field, and now I can say, okay, who has this phone number? And I can be like, okay, well, that's it, this dude on Facebook, because I just identified him by his phone number because I put it in the. Anyways, that's what the ref parameter's for. So I embed data in mine. If you use those ones that I gave you, that's a tier 5 link. That's for my chatbot, for tier 5 chatbot. So that way in our chatbot, and the codes I give you say, hey, one goes into a hat, one goes into a. These are just drop-off places where they go, and it starts what information they're going to get. I can have a standard one where it just cookies them with your affiliate link and just puts them into the chat bot like normally. Does that make sense, Lance, what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, it does. So I was under the impression that those scan codes took them to the offer for free software.
Some of them do. Like some do. The one's a card, and that will take you in there. That scan code will take you in there. I'm not sure if I generated that one for you or not.
No, but if you wouldn't mind doing that, so I'm gonna. So it kind of. So I know what framework when I'm talking to people, when I tell them to scan what I need to say to them. So now it makes way more sense. I'm glad that we talked about it.
Yeah, I've
So
got.
I
one.
would
I've
I
got
would
one
like that other one if you
have-
don't mind.
I've got one that they have at the Funnel Hacking Live event for people. When they scan that, it says, hey, hope you're enjoying Funnel Hacking Live. Here's an offer for you. Just enjoy that. And after you're done, we'll give you some more information. And just tags them that they came from that Funnel Hacking Live event, so I can keep track of how many people come from any code that I release to somebody who's going to be at Funnel Hacking Live. If you want one for traffic and conversions, I can just do that. I can make something specifically so that code that you're using at that event, when they come into the chat bot, I can know that those are coming from Lance from a code that you intended to put on material just that you were going to distribute at that actual event. Because then over the long term, you can begin to look and see, was that thing actually worth it to you? How many people from that event scanned your code once or twice, or did any of those people buy anything?
Yeah, I'd be interested in doing that for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine you talking about the software and everything. They scan it and it takes them to a hat.
Yeah, I'm so glad we talked about this, because I would have been setting them up for a complete failure or myself for failure.
Yeah, it takes them to it takes them to this place in my chat bot right now. The ones that I gave you, most likely, Lance. I'll have to scan the ones that I gave you.
Yeah, give me the hat and the shirt one.
But this is the hat. Like I said, there's no real marketing content here that I put here yet, because I'm not a marketer. And this is the shirt, and it just lets me know for the most part that where this person came from. That I got somebody that came in that had just scanned a shirt or that had just scanned a hat, and it puts your affiliate ID on them.
Okay, so the framework would be more or less, I could scan here for an offer of free software, contest to win a hat or a shirt, or free software.
For sure. I mean, you can kind of tell me like what you're wanting to do, and I can just make sure it gets done. Like right now, like I said, I'm showing you right now I'm about to do this. I'm about to generate this code, but I'm showing you where they go, and it's not anywhere. Like I said, there's nowhere of real content. This is if everybody at that Funnel Hacking Live event has these codes right here, like Nico's has one, and if they scan it, it just goes in here and it tells about the Funnel Hacking Live offer, and gives them a link to go out there and see that offer, and then it just lets me know that they came in from Funnel Hacking Live, and then adds them to a sequence where there's no messages there, because like I said, again, it's marketing content, and then I figured I would do all that marketing content, and I was like, I'm technically hostage and on vacation right now, so I didn't do it. See, but all I do is something like this, and all I do is something like this. I go to an affiliate, and like for you, all I would need to do is do something like this. You want to put these on what, like a scan code or something, like a business card or?
Yeah, I was gonna place an order today, and I'd have them. I won't have them till Monday, so I'll probably get a few printed for Monday, and then I'll get the real good ones for Tuesday and Wednesday, because I waited till the last fucking minute.
See, I just do something like this. I make a block for something, put in that block. Put in your affiliate ID, grab your affiliate ID, and put in your affiliate ID. And then you just have to make sure that you have a ref parameter for this that matches this block. Well, it matches this ref parameter. If you're doing it, you want to make sure that it matches this ref parameter. I do something different, which is I embed as a ref, I give multiple information like your affiliate ID and then a block, and then I just send all this data to get decoded, and internally I route you to the right block and do whatever I want with the data. You probably wouldn't ever get sophisticated like that. So you may if you want to. Anyways,
that's okay. I won't.
If you just want to create something for your bot, you can always just create one of these scan codes for your chat bot with no data ref. And if you do it with no data ref, it's just going to take them to the welcome block in your bot. They're just going to go to that welcome page like any new subscriber would. So, but if you embed this data, then you can have data to know more. Like, see this now, whenever somebody's inside the chat bot, I can literally know, because I parameterized their data, that they came from this code that was meant only for you to distribute at that actual event, because I've embedded that in the block that I'm going to send them to, and I know they came from you because I've embedded your affiliate ID in there, and then I just grab this information and then decode it because I know how I've coded it. I've coded it in a certain way. Like I said, you probably won't ever do anything like that.
No, I won't. I agree with you. So that means the scan code you gave me. The scan code you gave me for Maceo. So if they scan my hat, they'll get into the hat. If they scan my shirt, they'll get into the shirt. But if they scan the card, they'll get this.
Correct. If they scan that code. And you can generate your own.
Right.
From this page right here. I just have to add these in for you. I just have to add in your particular thing, because right now you can just do it for a hat and shirt, and I'll put one in for a business card. Like I was planning, I already started it, but I haven't finished it. I was planning on actually putting one in just for you guys as partners, where you would just have a partner one with your affiliate ID, and then you could essentially, I could just have like a Google spreadsheet that you could, like I could just have you could give me the information that you wanted presented there, just like a link that you wanted, and I could just go in and you could have a tier 5 scan code that somebody can scan, and they would go, and it would just basically authenticate that you're a tier 5 partner and give somebody a way to get back in touch with you. Also haven't done that yet. There's that card though, Lance. I'm sending it to you on Facebook.
Okay.
Hello there, boys and girls, transgenders. I'm Vaughn, founder and CEO of Tier. So what else? Other stuff that you guys want to talk about while we're here?
I'm testing out some proximity marketing with the Tier 5 offer, and I'm doing it at Traffic and Conversion, and I'm doing it at Funnel Hacker Live, and then I'll do it again at Traffic and Conversion. I think my test for Funnel Hacker Live isn't great because the ads that I created, since it was a new platform for me, weren't great, and I kept having to change them, so I haven't actually had them shown a whole bunch. But I'm hoping for some decent results as something other members or you, Tier 5 as a company, can do to affordably target other locations and get Tier 5 in front of other people. I think when it's a marketing convention, everybody's targeting it, so it's hard to get traction with any ads. But I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay. What'd you pick up there?
I get 50,000 impressions for $300.
Did you do it, Lance?
Well, so I did it for FHL. It's still running right now, but the problem was I kept having to tweak the ad, and every time you tweak it, they have to approve it, which is a 8 to 12 hour process typically. So it hasn't been on the whole time as I kind of learned what the hell I was doing with it. So it's kind of my test run, unfortunately, and I'll have it dialed in for Traffic and Conversion and turn it on probably starting like Sunday morning, because they are doing a welcome party for Traffic and Conversion Sunday night. So I'm going to just start it there and leave it going, and we'll see what happens there. That'll be a better test than the Funnel Hacker Live one. But I did have, I don't know, like, I want to say it was like 600 impressions and, I don't know, 90 views or something, or clicks.
So did you go into your affiliate and see if that started raising as far as it'll show visitors and then any purchases or anything?
I did not do that yet. I'll do it right now.
John, did you see that CB had asked about a Chrome extension for Link Wizard on the chat?
Did I see what?
Said
Chrome extension about Link Wizard.
link shortener vendors have a Chrome extension, and it's something that we could build for Link Wizard.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you know what I did? I have Kim Dang's quick link convert, and all I did was after I created my shorteners on Link Wizard, I just stuck them on that. And I think I wasn't sure if I could set up a Zapier when I create a Link Wizard shortener that would go to a Google sheet, and it would be that same sheet of Kim's group link, quick link convert, and it just automatically appears up there every time, because you could do a pull and a push. It would, if you created that for Link Wizard, I wouldn't need that.
Like a spreadsheet that just holds all your links, you're saying? Just like you're saying, if you just had a way on a Chrome extension on the internet where you could just easily access all your Link Wizard links.
Yeah.
Just like,
and that's how I'm doing it through her quick link convert, is I just put them over there, and then I have quick access to them.
That's a good idea, Joe. Where'd you learn that?
My man Lance, he threw that at me, and I tried it out, and it worked. So I promoted it. I was promoting Link Wizard, and I was going to talk to Kim, and then this Funnel Hacker Lives, I'm sure she doesn't have time to talk to anybody right now, but I was going to promote Link Wizard. If you buy Link Wizard, I give you a free quick extension to go with it. So Lance and I were talking about one day, and he's like, I wonder if you could do this. And I was like, I don't know. What are you talking about? And he started explaining it to me. I said, well, let me try it out. And I tried it out, and it worked.
I get 50% of everything.
Hey, that works for me, man. I don't care. Brainstorming works if it makes money.
I see you scanning yourself, Lance.
Yep. So I was waiting to see.
When he uses Voxer, he voxes himself too.
Go Vox yourself, Joe.
I'm getting notifications about it. See.
Yeah, so I scanned the hat one. That was just the new one you sent me. So it gets them to. So this is just a scan, and then they can decide. Tier 5 products. Okay, so it takes to the product. Can we take it to the offer, the free for a year offer?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just drip on them? I mean, I'm all ears if that's not the right way to go about it.
It sounds like marketing to me, Lance. So I can't speculate on what the right way is to do it. I can put them going in on that card to something that will give them content about the 12 months free offer, and then give them a link to be able to go out and get that offer. I still have to update that funnel so that it isn't talking about funnel hacking live.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
And I'm technically on vacation, held prisoner.
Yeah, I got you.
Not prisoner. I mean, I'm not held prisoner because they don't give you these as a prisoner.
So I mean, I you don't have to get that done. But I'm just trying to, in my mind, know what I need to be saying to people. So if they're going to scan, I'll just say, scan this. You might get a hat. You might get a shirt. But what you will get within about a week's time is an offer for free software for a year or something. And then is that fair enough to say that then they could be dripped on through your chatbot for that offer?
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise I would take them to, I wouldn't use the scan codes. I'd just have my link, I guess. So they could get free software right there while we're at the event.
I can put something together for traffic and conversions. I already started. If you scan that code, it should have said traffic and conversions on there.
It did. Yeah, it did say that.
I just stepped it out. So you can either tell me and just give me the content and say, hey, John, this is exactly what I want to offer and what I want to say to people, and I'll just implement that. Or, once again, I've just put my marketing hat on and I'll come up with that content, and I can't make any promises or guarantees about its conversion or what offer they're going to actually get broadcasted to when, because it's me.
Hey, why don't you, Lance, what about if you just take them to the Tier 5 community to give them an idea of what it is already, and then you'll do a follow-up with them in a week from now? Or right. Something like that. The community would get them visibility to all the software.
You could also always put them into your own chatbot and always generate the lead for yourself. And then after you get it for yourself and you have the information, then you can always dish them off to whatever your other affiliate offers are or anywhere else that you want to put them through.
Okay, so I know what I'll do with it then.
But like I said, I can't and won't ever make you guys any guarantees or promises about marketing and sales conversions. Because
I'm not asking. I think my whole idea was I would talk to them about Tier 5, and we have a 1-year free trial right now. Here's a scan code to get access to it. But I can do it another way without a scan code and bring them into my own landing page and then redirect them to the sales page for free software.
Okay. I can help you if needed, if you need something from me, Lance.
No, I think these codes will work. I'm glad I talked. You told me about where exactly they take them, because I kind of forgot about that, and I was assuming that they went a whole nother direction than what we talked about now. So it all makes sense. I gotta hop off. Good chatting, everybody. Got to pick up kids. Thanks, John. Enjoy your vacation.
Enjoying it, man. It's awesome.
Your hostage vacation. Hostage or hostile?
All right, cool. Hey, Lance, if I don't talk to you, because I'll be busy all weekend long too, good luck on Monday, but box me if you need something.
All right, sounds good. See you guys.
All right.
I need to hop off. I need to hop off also. I need to take some sleep, a couple of hours, and give some training tomorrow. So have a nice chat and see you next time.
Cool. All right, John. I'm good, John. Thanks a lot for all your help and everything you do too. All right. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, man.
You guys take care.
You too.
Nikita, I meant that for you too. We appreciate you too. I know you're in the background there, but we appreciate you too.
She does it all, actually.
Thank you.
She does most of everything.
I just like to stay in the back end and not come to the front end.
She's a responsible person that is responsible for everything.
All right, you guys, take care. Have a good one.
Yeah.
See ya. So, anything else you guys want to talk about? Any other things that you would like to talk about? Or are we done?
Tell us more about lead carrot and carrot con. What's the plan for that?
Tell you more about what?
Lead carrot and carrot con.
Lead carrot and carrot con?
Yes, sir. You were buying tickets the other day to fill out the event.
So CarrotCon is Ross's event that Ross is putting together. So it's like a relationship thing for me and Ross. More publicity for essentially my public image, like my public brand and Tier 5 as a whole. So it's just a speaking event. So the guy from Shark Tank is going to be there because of that, and like I said, just as a relationship builder between me and Ross as well. I'm just going there speaking. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna speak about yet, to be honest. But it gives me a good chance to have another networking event and to speak publicly in front of people, which could open doors to do other types of networking and stuff.
Cool, thank you.
So there's
there's
essentially like 30 tickets to it that I bought, 50 tickets actually that I bought. It's supposed to be like 800 people going to the event. So I bought like 50 tickets to speak. I thought it would be a good way for people in Tier 5 to come to that event and meet up and hang out. It'd be another good little networking session, like I said, to take some pictures with some people. Be good social media marketing to have an event with Ross, and just be like, my name coming out of his mouth is a good thing. So the tickets essentially are, you can buy from me, or either like buy them outright, or you can get them if you buy the lead rabbit, the lead rabbit data and lifetime accounts. And I was actually thinking about sometime after the event, like after hours of that event, having like my own first little mastermind, where it would be kind of different than other masterminds, but it would there would be a charge, obviously a cover charge, which would be to essentially crowdsource and distribute the cost of the environment that we're going to have that mastermind in, which for me would be just trying to find like-minded people who could sit and kind of like ignore the world and focus on some higher level things. So an experiment, Glenn, is like ClickFunnels. It's just I know that even no matter how this is going to be successful, I'm going to have to, I or somebody on my behalf for me is going to have to start actually doing networking and going to events. So Ross is having this event, and it will be good. It will be good PR just on Facebook for me and for me and Ross. And for Lead Rabbit itself, I think it's actually awesome because Lead Rabbit is a direct competitor to LeadCare. Essentially, it is like almost the exact same software, just a little better. And LeadCare is Ross's software, and we're using Lead Rabbit, which is a competing software, like almost the same thing, just better, to fund going to the event sponsored by that software that we're competing with. So the revenue from there is going. I just thought it was funny. But it's just the plan there is just a networking event, Glenn.
How much are the tickets if we get them through you?
So if you get them through Lead Rabbit, they're $350. But you get the Lead Rabbit data and you get the Lead Rabbit account. And then the mastermind, that was the other way I was offering a ticket. The mastermind, I was thinking like $397 for the mastermind, or $497 for the mastermind, because what I was thinking is that extra because they're $297 straight off, so that extra that extra $200 collectively, if I sell 10 tickets, that's $2K that we could use to set the ambience of the actual mastermind, have somebody cook for us so that we don't have to be bothered cooking and making food or whatever. Have a place to sit and be in that environment, like a whole little house to ourselves to go in and participate in that event for. I have 50 tickets regardless, so I'm speaking at the event, so regardless on how many tickets I sell, I'll be taking 50 people. I'll be taking 50 people with me. So I thought I might sponsor a couple kids because it's like an entrepreneurial event. So I thought, it's in Chicago, I thought it would be cool to run like an ad to get parents to sign their kids up to win a ticket to go to that event, because it's about entrepreneurship. So the whole event itself is kind of geared around marketing and entrepreneurship. And I think that some parents would, if they know that they could send their kid to an event like that, they may want to actually send them to that event as opposed to a football game or something. The types of parents that would want their kid to go to that event, I think would be good leads to get in, that actually would know oh, hey, you know, tier 5, I got a free ticket for my kid to go to this event through tier 5. If I don't sell all the tickets. So obviously I already bought the 50 tickets. So because the 50 tickets is essentially to speak at the event. So the event I'm speaking on the same stage as Damon Johnson. So just that photo opportunity, to be honest, to speak on stage, and just that PR and that social proof that I can create is worth the cost of the tickets to speak at the event. So that's the end plan. That's why I'm actually doing it. So and then I'm just trying to create some social content around that. Does that make sense, Quinn?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here?
I'm good on my end.
Well, I think we're all good then, man. I will see you guys next time. I'll post a replay a little bit later. All right, probably on Monday. Till then, if you guys need anything, just message me or post something in the group. All right.